Welcome to Millionaire Coin Finds, where pocket change turns into a fortune. Money bag. If you love rare coins, shocking values, and unbelievable finds, you're in the right place. Let's dive in and see which coins could make you rich today. Magnifying glass. Tilted left sparkles. Top 1. Hello treasure hunters and coin lovers, welcome back to the channel where we reveal the hidden fortune that might be hiding in your coin collection, proof sets, and even old pocket change. Today, we're unlocking the secrets of one of the most exciting coins in American history, the 1964 Jefferson nickel from the U.S. proof set. This coin might look small and simple, but what you're about to learn will blow your mind, because a single proof Jefferson nickel from 1964 in the right condition can bring life-changing money. Now let's dig into the story behind this incredible coin. The year 1964 was a turning point for American coinage. The United States Mint was under heavy demand to produce more coins because of a national coin shortage, and millions of Jefferson nickels were struck for circulation. But the proof nickels of 1964 were a different story. These coins were struck with special polished dies and extra care to make them shine with mirror-like surfaces, sharp details, and flawless designs. Proof coins were never meant for circulation. They were struck only for collectors, sealed inside U.S. Mint proof sets. On the obverse of the 1964 Jefferson nickel, you'll find the familiar portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, designed by Felix Schlag. The detail in a proof strike brings Jefferson's image to life with deep frosted devices against brilliant mirrored fields. On the reverse, you see the iconic Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia home, standing proudly as a piece of American history. When viewed in proof condition, Monticello almost glows with stunning sharpness that makes this coin stand apart from regular circulation strikes. But what makes the 1964 proof Jefferson nickel so valuable? Rarity and condition. While many proof sets were made, very few coins have survived in perfect, flawless, deep cameo condition. Over the years, countless proof sets were mishandled, coins were scratched, hazed, or lost. Today, collectors and grading companies are only awarding the highest grades like PR 69 or PR 70 to an extremely small number of surviving examples. And when you combine rarity, condition, and demand from collectors, the value of these coins skyrockets. Another reason these proof nickels are so sought after is the presence of rare varieties and errors. Some 1964 proof nickels show double dies, full steps on Monticello, or unique striking characteristics that make them stand out. Any of these special features adds huge desirability, and collectors will pay enormous premiums to own them. Error coins and rare cameo proofs from 1964 are especially attractive to high-end collectors who are always chasing the best of the best. So how much can this tiny 5-cent piece actually be worth today? If you are lucky enough to own a 1964 Jefferson nickel from a proof set in pristine condition, with deep cameo surfaces or one of those rare minting varieties, its value can reach a jaw-dropping $115,000 to $140,000 in today's collector market. Yes, you heard that right. Something as small and ordinary looking as a 5-cent piece can actually be worth more than a brand new luxury car or even a house. That's the magic of rare coins. They transform everyday pocket change into treasures worth a fortune. So check your old proof sets, search your family collections, and never underestimate the power of a coin that looks ordinary. It could hold the key to incredible wealth. Top 2. Today we are talking about a coin that might be sitting quietly in someone's old collection, completely overlooked, but in reality, it can be worth a fortune. The 1973 Jefferson nickel from a United States proof set. Now you might be asking, why would a simple 5-cent piece from 1973 have any value at all? The answer lies in rarity, quality, and collector demand. The 1970s were an interesting period for U.S. coinage. The U.S. Mint was producing millions of coins for circulation, but the proof coins, those specially struck coins for collectors, were made in limited numbers, with mirror-like surfaces and sharp details. These coins were never intended for circulation. They were made for collectors who ordered proof sets directly from the mint. The 1973 Jefferson nickel proof is one of those gems. On the obverse, we have the portrait of Thomas Jefferson, designed by Felix Schlag, shown with crisp detail when struck in proof condition. On the reverse, Monticello, Jefferson's historic Virginia home, stands with stunning clarity, and in the best proof examples, you can even see sharp steps across the building, something collectors call full steps. Proof coins with these characteristics command enormous attention from the collecting community, but here's where the value begins to skyrocket. While many proof sets were sold in 1973, most were mishandled, stored in poor conditions, or developed haze and scratches over the decades. To find a 1973 Jefferson nickel in pristine, deep cameo condition, with frosted devices and mirrored fields free from marks, is nearly impossible today. Professional grading services award the highest designations only to the most perfect examples, and those elite survivors are where the serious money lies. Collectors in the United States are constantly searching for high-grade Jefferson nickels, proof coins with cameo contrasts, and especially any rare varieties or minting errors. There are examples of 1973 proof nickels showing doubling in the lettering or unusual striking quirks that make them even more desirable. Error coins and ultra-high-grade proofs are the dream finds that auction houses and serious numismatists are willing to pay staggering sums for. So, the big question: what is the 1973 Jefferson nickel from a proof set really worth in the top condition? If you happen to own one of these stunning proof coins in flawless, deep cameo grade, or even better, one with a rare variety or mint error, it can command an eye-popping value between $111,000 to $143,000 in today's coin market. Yes, that's right, a 5-cent piece, a Jefferson nickel proof from 1973, could be worth more than most people's yearly salary, more than a luxury car, and in some cases, even more than a house. This is why collectors across the United States are always chasing rare proof nickels, because when the right one turns up, it becomes a life-changing discovery. So don't ignore your old US proof sets, go back, check those coins carefully, look for those flawless cameo strikes or possible mint errors. You might be sitting on a hidden fortune without even realizing it. Top 3. Today's spotlight is on the 1978 Jefferson nickel from a United States proof set. Don't be fooled by its small size or 5-cent face value, because this particular proof nickel has the power to be worth an unbelievable fortune in the coin market today. Let's set the stage. The year was 1978. America was experiencing big cultural and economic changes, and while millions of coins were struck for circulation, proof coins were made in smaller numbers and only for collectors. These proof coins were struck at the San Francisco Mint using polished dies, multiple strikes, and extra care to produce mirror-like surfaces and frosted designs. They weren't meant for your pocket, they were placed into proof sets and sold directly to collectors, preserved as a higher-quality version of everyday coinage. The 1978 proof Jefferson nickel shows Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, his profile captured with stunning clarity by the original Felix Schlag design. In proof condition, Jefferson's image shines against brilliant mirrored fields. Flip it over, and you'll see the reverse with Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia estate. In a flawless proof strike, Monticello appears sharp, with defined steps that collectors prize, known as full steps. This detail alone can make the difference between a common coin and one worth life-changing money, but here's where things get very interesting. While proof sets were sold to collectors, most have not survived in perfect condition. Over decades, coins may develop spots, scratches, haze, or lose their brilliance. A coin that is absolutely pristine, with deep cameo contrast, where Jefferson's portrait and Monticello appear frosted against a mirrored background, is extremely rare. Professional grading companies award top designations only to the most flawless coins, and those are the ones collectors fight over. Even more exciting, some 1978 proof Jefferson nickels have minting varieties and errors. These can include double dies, striking variations, or alignment issues. Error-proof nickels are among the most desirable collectibles because they combine rarity with uniqueness. Imagine a coin that not only survived in perfect proof condition but also carries a rare mint error. That's the type of coin that can command staggering prices at auction. So the question every collector wants to know: what is a 1978 proof Jefferson nickel actually worth today? Well, if you happen to own one in pristine, deep cameo proof condition, or even better, with a rare minting variety or error, its value can soar to between $112,000 to $144,000 in today's U.S. coin market. Yes, you heard that correctly. A simple 5-cent piece, struck as a proof in 1978, can be worth more than a sports car, more than a year's salary, and in many cases, more than a house. This is why proof nickels are considered hidden treasures. Most people overlook them, but serious collectors know their true value. So don't let your old proof sets collect dust. Check them carefully, examine those Jefferson nickels under good lighting, and if you find one that's flawless or has an error, you might just be holding a fortune in your hand. Top 4. Today we're looking at a coin that many collectors overlook, yet it hides a fortune: the 1981 Jefferson nickel from a United States proof set. This little 5-cent coin, when found in the right condition, is not just pocket change, it can be a treasure worth more than you can imagine. The year 1981 was a busy time for the United States Mint. Proof sets were struck at the San Francisco Mint, and these special coins were never meant to enter circulation. Instead, they were made using polished dies, multiple strikes, and special care to achieve dazzling mirror-like surfaces and frosted designs. Every proof coin was sealed inside a proof set, meant for collectors. But here's the catch: while thousands of proof sets were sold, only a fraction of the coins have survived in absolutely pristine condition, and that's where the real value lies. The 1981 Jefferson nickel features Thomas Jefferson's classic portrait on the obverse, designed by Felix Schlag. In proof condition, Jefferson's face shows extraordinary sharpness and contrast, with frosted details standing out against mirrored fields. On the reverse is Monticello, Jefferson's famous Virginia home. For collectors, finding a proof nickel with sharp, full steps on Monticello is the ultimate prize, and when paired with a deep cameo contrast, it becomes a powerhouse coin in the numismatic world. Now let's talk rarity. Many proof nickels from 1981 developed haze, spotting, or scratches over the years. Others were mishandled, taken out of their original cases, or stored improperly. That means only a tiny number remain in flawless deep cameo condition. Those coins are so rare that collectors will bid aggressively for them, pushing the value into jaw-dropping territory, and it doesn't stop there. Some 1981 proof Jefferson nickels are known to show special varieties or minting errors, like double dies, striking anomalies, or unusual features that set them apart from the rest. Error-proof coins are one of the hottest areas of coin collecting in the United States, and when you combine that with an already rare proof strike, the value skyrockets even higher. So here's the question everyone is waiting for: what is the 1981 Jefferson nickel from a proof set actually worth? If you are lucky enough to own one in perfect, deep cameo condition, or even better, one with a rare variety or minting error, this tiny 5-cent piece can reach a staggering value between $113,000 to $148,000 in today's coin market. Yes, you heard that correctly, a Jefferson nickel proof from 1981, with a face value of only 5 cents, could be worth more than a luxury car, more than a year's salary, and in some cases, even more than a home. This is why collectors across the United States are constantly searching their old proof sets, grading their coins, and hoping to find that one rare survivor that can change everything. So don't ignore your old proof sets from the 1980s. Go back, check every Jefferson nickel carefully, and look for that flawless deep cameo shine or any unusual error. You might just be sitting on a hidden fortune without even realizing it. Top 5. Today, we're talking about a coin that many people overlook, but serious collectors know it hides incredible potential: the 1982 Jefferson nickel from a United States proof set. At first glance, this coin may look like an ordinary 5-cent piece, but once you understand its rarity, condition, and collector appeal, you'll realize why it can be worth a staggering fortune. Let's start with a bit of history. The year was 1982, and the United States Mint continued producing proof coins at the San Francisco Mint. Proof coins are not regular circulation coins. They are struck with special polished dies, often struck multiple times to create razor-sharp details, frosted designs, and mirror-like surfaces. These coins were carefully packaged inside proof sets and sold directly to collectors. They were never meant to jingle around in pockets or circulate at all. the 1982 Jefferson nickel proof carries the familiar portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, a design by Felix Schlag that has been a mainstay since 1938. In proof quality, Jefferson's portrait appears bold, frosted, and crisp, standing out beautifully against the mirrored background. On the reverse is Monticello, Jefferson's home, one of the most iconic images in American coinage. Collectors especially prize proof examples with full steps, where the steps of Monticello are sharply defined, a detail that only the best strikes achieve, but here's the important part. While many proof sets were issued, the survival of flawless examples is rare. Over the decades, most sets have developed haze, spotting, or other damage. Only a tiny fraction of 1982 proof Jefferson nickels remain in perfect deep cameo condition, with stunning contrast between frosted devices and brilliant fields. These coins are graded at the very top levels, PR 69 or PR 70, and that's where the money gets serious. Now add in the fact that some 1982 proof Jefferson nickels show unusual varieties or minting errors, like double dies, die polish lines, or strike anomalies. Collectors in the United States are constantly searching for these rarities, because they are one-of-a-kind pieces. An error coin in flawless proof condition is the ultimate jackpot, combining scarcity, desirability, and uniqueness in a single piece. So what is the true value of a 1982 proof Jefferson nickel? If you happen to own one in flawless deep cameo proof condition, or even better, one with a rare variety or minting error, its value can soar to between $114,000 to $150,000 in today's US coin market. Yes, you heard that correctly. A 5-cent coin, struck in proof quality in 1982, could be worth more than a luxury car, more than a year's salary, and in many cases, even more than a house. This is why serious collectors never overlook proof nickels, because when the right one appears, it can literally change lives. So don't underestimate your old proof sets. Take them out, examine those Jefferson nickels under proper lighting, and check for deep cameo contrast, full steps, or rare errors. You could be holding a coin worth a fortune without even realizing it. Top 6 today. We're shining the spotlight on the 1983 Jefferson nickel from a United States proof set. At face value, it's only 5 cents, but in the collector's market, this little coin can explode into life-changing money. Let's take a journey back to 1983. The US Mint, as always, produced millions of coins for circulation. But proof coins were a different story. These weren't made for everyday use. Proof coins were struck at the San Francisco Mint with polished dies, struck multiple times to produce stunning details, deep mirrors, and frosted designs. They were carefully sealed into proof sets and sold directly to collectors. These coins were meant to be preserved, but as time went on, not all of them survived in perfect condition. The 1983 Jefferson nickel proof carries the timeless portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, designed by Felix Schlag. In proof quality, Jefferson's face is bold, with icy frosted details that leap out against the deep mirrored background. On the reverse is Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia home. When a proof nickel has sharp, crisp lines across the steps of Monticello, what collectors call full steps, it becomes even more desirable. That tiny detail can make the difference between a common proof and a coin worth incredible money. But here's the reality: most proof sets from 1983 have not survived the test of time. Coins inside may have developed haze, toning, scratches, or cloudiness. Only a very small number remain in absolutely pristine condition, showing flawless deep cameo contrast with frosted devices and shining mirrored fields. Coins graded at the highest levels, such as PR 69 DCAM or PR 70 DCAM, are the ones collectors will pay staggering sums to own, and that's not all. Some 1983 proof Jefferson nickels have been discovered with rare minting errors or double dies. Error coins are some of the most in-demand collectibles in the US coin market. When you combine a flawless proof strike with a rare error, you end up with a one-of-a-kind treasure that collectors will pay almost anything to acquire. So let's get to the question everyone is waiting for: what is a 1983 Jefferson nickel from a proof set really worth today? If you are lucky enough to own one in perfect deep cameo condition, or even better, with a rare error or variety, this 5-cent proof coin can reach a jaw-dropping value between $116,000 to $152,000 in today's coin market. Yes, you heard that correctly. A Jefferson nickel proof from 1983, with a face value of just 5 cents, can be worth more than a luxury car, more than most annual salaries, and even more than some homes. That is the true power of rare U.S. proof coins. They look ordinary to most people, but to collectors, they can be priceless. So don't overlook your old proof sets from the 1980s. Pull them out, inspect those Jefferson nickels carefully, and look for that frosted cameo contrast, full steps detail, or any hint of a rare mint error. You might just be sitting on a hidden fortune waiting to be discovered. Top 7 today, we're diving into one of the most exciting proof coins of the 1980s, the 1986 Jefferson nickel from a United States proof set. Now, at first glance, this 5-cent coin may look like nothing special. After all, millions of Jefferson nickels have been made over the years. But proof coins are a completely different story, and the 1986 proof Jefferson nickel has turned into one of those treasures that collectors are willing to pay enormous amounts of money for, if it's found in the right condition. Let's rewind to 1986. Proof coins at that time were struck at the San Francisco Mint with the S mint mark. These coins were not made for circulation, they were struck with special polished dies, often multiple times, to create incredible sharpness, brilliant mirrored surfaces, and frosted devices. Every proof coin was sealed inside an official U.S. Mint proof set and sold directly to collectors. They were designed to be perfect. But here's the catch: after nearly 4 decades, not all of them stayed that way. The 1986 proof Jefferson nickel features Thomas Jefferson's timeless portrait on the obverse, originally designed by Felix Schlag. In proof quality, Jefferson's image appears bold, frosted, and deeply contrasted against the mirrored background. On the reverse is Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia estate, one of the most iconic images in American coinage. For serious collectors, finding a proof example with fully defined steps across Monticello is the ultimate prize, often separating ordinary proofs from extraordinary ones, but the real magic happens with condition. Over time, many proof coins developed spots, haze, or tiny marks from handling. Only a small number have survived in absolutely flawless deep cameo condition, where the frost and mirrors create breathtaking contrast. Those are the coins that grading services award top grades like PR69 DCAM or PR70 DCAM, and those are the coins collectors will pay massive premiums for. To make things even more exciting, some 1986 proof nickels show rare minting varieties or errors, such as double dies, die polish anomalies, or striking issues. These types of proof errors are incredibly rare, and when combined with deep cameo perfection, they become jackpot coins in the U.S. market. Collectors across the United States are always on the hunt for these treasures because they are truly one of a kind. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. What is a 1986 proof Jefferson nickel really worth today? If you happen to own one in flawless deep cameo proof condition, or even better, one that carries a rare error or variety, this small 5-cent piece can command an astonishing value between $117,000 to $158,000 in today's collector market. Yes, you heard that right, a Jefferson nickel from a proof set, with a face value of just 5 cents, can be worth more than a luxury car, more than an entire year's salary, and even more than some homes. That's why proof coins like these are among the most exciting and valuable finds in all of numismatics. So don't overlook your old U.S. Mint proof sets from the 1980s. Go through them carefully, take a close look at every Jefferson nickel, and if you find one with deep cameo brilliance, sharp steps, or a rare error, you could be holding a life-changing fortune in the palm of your hand. Top 8 today, we're diving into one of the most overlooked but shockingly valuable coins in American numismatics, the 1989 Jefferson nickel from a U.S. proof set. Now, you might be thinking, a Jefferson nickel from 1989? Isn't that just a common coin from the late 20th century? And the answer is yes, if you're talking about the regular nickels you find in circulation. But the proof version of this coin, struck only for collectors at the San Francisco Mint, tells an entirely different story. Proof coins were made with extraordinary care. Unlike circulation strikes, the 1989 proof Jefferson nickel was struck with specially prepared dies and polished planchets, often multiple times, to give it razor-sharp details, mirror-like fields, and frosted devices. These weren't coins made for your pocket, they were created for collectors, sealed inside U.S. Mint proof sets, and sold directly by the government. The design itself is classic. On the obverse, we see Thomas Jefferson's portrait by Felix Schlag, and on the reverse, the timeless image of Monticello, Jefferson's estate. But what sets proof nickels apart is the quality. A flawless proof will show frosted cameo contrast, with Jefferson's portrait appearing like it was carved from ice, floating over a deep black mirror field. The same holds true for Monticello, where serious collectors look for full steps, sharp, complete detail in the steps leading up to the building. Those full steps nickels are among the most coveted in the hobby. Now, here's where the treasure hunt begins. Over the decades, many 1989 proof nickels have suffered from haze, spotting, or small imperfections from handling and storage. Only a small number survived in perfect condition. And it's those coins, graded by top services like PCGS or NGC as PR69 DCAM or PR70 DCAM, that bring in astonishing prices. The higher the grade, the deeper the cameo, the sharper the strike, the more valuable it becomes. But wait, it gets even better. Some 1989 proof nickels are known with rare errors or die varieties. For example, double dies, unusual die polishing marks, or even cameo differences that make the coin stand out from the rest. When a coin combines perfect proof condition with a dramatic error or variety, collectors in the US market go crazy for it. So, how much is the 1989 proof Jefferson nickel really worth? Hold on to your seats, because if you're lucky enough to own one in flawless deep cameo condition, or even rarer, one with a unique error or variety, the value can reach between $118,000 to $170,000 in today's collector market. Think about that for a second. A nickel with a face value of just 5 cents, sitting quietly in a proof set, can end up being worth more than luxury cars, exotic vacations, or even some houses. This is why American proof set coins from the 1980s are such an exciting part of coin collecting. Hidden treasures are out there, and they could be in your collection right now. So, if you have old proof sets from the US Mint, especially from the 1980s, don't ignore them. Go through every Jefferson nickel carefully. Look for that perfect frost, that mirrored brilliance, and those sharp full steps. Because you never know, you could be holding a coin worth life-changing money. Top 9 today, we're diving into a coin that most people overlook, yet it holds the kind of value that could leave you stunned. We're talking about the 1992 Jefferson nickel from the United States Mint proof set. Now, let's be real. The Jefferson nickel has been around since 1938, and most people think of it as just another 5-cent coin. But here's the truth, when you're talking about proof coins from the US Mint, especially ones from the early 1990s, you step into an entirely different world of rarity and value. The 1992 proof Jefferson nickel was struck at the San Francisco Mint, carrying the iconic S mint mark. Unlike the circulation strikes you see every day, this proof coin was struck with extra care on specially polished planchets, using dies prepared to create that unforgettable mirror-like surface. The frosted details of Jefferson's portrait jump out of the coin, while the mirrored fields shine like glass. Collectors call this cameo and deep cameo contrast, and it is what separates ordinary proof coins from the ones worth huge money. The obverse still carries the timeless profile of Thomas Jefferson, designed by Felix Schlag, and the reverse displays the famous Monticello. But don't let the familiar design fool you. The 1992 proof nickel is a collector's dream when it comes to quality and condition. The sharpness of strike, the depth of cameo, and the overall preservation make the difference between a coin worth just a few dollars and one that could change your financial life. Here's the thing, most proof coins from 1992 stayed sealed inside the US Mint proof sets, but over time, many developed cloudy surfaces, spotting, or microscopic marks. Only a very limited number survived in perfect condition. Coins that grading services like NGC and PCGS award the elite grades of PR69 DCAM or PR70 DCAM. And it's in those grades where the value skyrockets. Even more, collectors in the United States pay premiums for nickels that show full steps on Monticello. The steps on the reverse are notoriously difficult to strike cleanly, and when they appear fully visible, sharp, and uninterrupted, the coin instantly becomes far more desirable. Combine full steps with a perfect deep cameo proof, and you're looking at a coin that sits at the very top of the market. And don't forget, errors and varieties exist. Double dies, unusual die polishing lines, or cameo variations make certain examples even more special. When rarity meets perfection, the bidding wars begin, and the results are nothing short of shocking. So, what about the money? Just how much can a 1992 proof Jefferson nickel from the US Mint really be worth? Get ready for this, because the finest known examples of this coin, flawless deep cameo proofs, have reached staggering values between $120,000 to $189,000 in today's collector market. Yes, you heard that right. A simple nickel from a proof set, with a face value of just 5 cents, can be worth more than exotic vacations, luxury cars, and even homes. This is the magic of American proof set coins. This is why collectors are searching their collections non-stop, hoping to find that one special coin hiding in plain sight. So here's the lesson: if you have any proof sets from the early 1990s, don't let them collect dust. Pull out that 1992 Jefferson nickel and inspect it carefully. Look at the cameo contrast, study the steps of Monticello, and if it's a flawless gem, you may just be sitting on a small fortune. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1992 Jefferson nickel, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and tap the notification bell so you never miss another opportunity to learn about coins worth big money. Who knows, the next treasure we reveal might already be sitting in your collection.